Okay, hi, this is Vic, and in this particular presentation, once again I'm going to talk about regenerative braking in an electric vehicle. And we will watch regenerative braking going into effect in an electric vehicle while it's on the highway with cruise control set. But before I play that video, I'll go ahead and talk about what regenerative braking is and what it is not. This may sound counterintuitive, but regenerative braking is not pressing on the brake pedal of an electric vehicle in order to slow the vehicle down. Regenerative braking is the motors that were driving the wheels at a set speed dynamically becoming a generator or feeding power back into the power supply or back into the batteries. And that has a braking effect on the vehicle as the motors pull power and feed it back into the feed power back into the power supplies or the batteries. I kind of babbled there. Sorry, I apologize for that. But it has a braking effect on the vehicle and slowing the vehicle down. As a matter of fact, the amount of regenerative braking, how strong it is proportional to how much, if you're not on cruise control, is proportional to how much pressure you have on the accelerator pedal. If I take my foot off of the accelerator pedal, regenerative braking kicks in to the maximum that it can. If I just ease off of the pressure when I'm not on cruise control, if I ease the pressure off the accelerator pedal, then regenerative braking will kick in to a small extent, slowing me down just a little bit when I just want to slow down slightly when I'm going around a curve. But this particular video is demonstrating regenerative braking while cruise control is on. Now you see in the middle of the screen total power. Right now it's a positive number. It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, but it's not the same all the time. Depends upon the angle. If I'm going up, if I'm on a even ground, or if I'm going slightly uphill or slightly downhill. But cruise control is set right now to maintain 50 miles per hour. And the computer in the car modulates the signal to keep the motors turning at a particular speed. And when regenerative braking does kick in to some degree, you'll see that total power number go negative. There, it is now negative. And it briefly went negative because I was going downhill, very small hill briefly. This same thing is going to repeat itself over and over again, all during this video. Again, I have the cruise control set on 50 miles per hour. And speaking of that, that reminds me, I'd like to let you know that this is another way, there's another way that electric vehicles save money. It saves money on braking system because in order to slow down, I don't have to tap on my brake if I'm going downhill. A lot of times when I'm behind someone and we're going uphill, like I live in North Carolina, and we're going uphill or downhill, and if the hill is steep enough and we're going down a hill, then oftentimes I will see a lot of people tapping on their brakes. I do not need to do that. I just take my foot off of the accelerator and allow regenerative braking to kick in. And if I'm going downhill long enough, I have seen my EV range actually increase, indicating that I was gaining power. And because North Carolina is somewhat a hilly area, that's one advantage that an EV has over a gasoline-powered vehicle. And you see the total, once again, you see the total power varying. It depends on how even the road is. If I'm going there, it's negative again. I'm going up and down some small little hills. The road is not perfectly even. And at the end of this video, you will see the regenerative braking kick into, I think it was the high 20s area, negative 20s. And that is when I actually just tapped my foot on the brake for a second, only to stop the cruise control. Because once you touch the brake on a vehicle, then the computer in the car, realizes that I no longer want my cruise control to be on. So it just kicks in regenerative braking to full tilt. I'm moving my cursor so I'll know approximately where I am. I'm getting ready to pause this video so that you can see regenerative braking when it kicks in at its maximum. Right now it's at -2. Oops. And it's going to kick in here very briefly. But while I'm waiting for that, I will go once again. I'll repeat myself because it's worth repeating. Regenerative braking does not require the brakes to be pressed in order for it to kick in, because and there it is at -30 right now. That's why I tapped on my brake for about a second just to disengage cruise control. Now I'm slowing down to 30 whatever. Now I'm going into the 20s, and by the time I got to under 20 miles per hour, that's why I pressed on my brake. And that's it. The one thing I want to clear up, I wanted to discuss, was regenerative braking in an electric vehicle. A lot of electric vehicle owners know the advantage of driving an electric vehicle is that you do not need to press on your brake pedal in order to slow your vehicle down. You can simply reduce the pressure on your accelerator or take your foot off of the accelerator, and that will slow it down slowly. Naturally, when we're coming to a normal stop, then we just take the foot off of the accelerator and stop like a normal car. But that's it. Thank you for watching.